Enabling Azure SQL Virtual Network Integration is a crucial step in securing your Azure SQL database and ensuring seamless communication between your database and other Azure resources. This tutorial will guide you through the process of enabling Azure SQL Virtual Network Integration, step by step. First, it is essential to understand the concept of virtual network integration. Virtual network integration allows you to isolate your Azure SQL database from the public internet and only allow traffic from trusted sources. This is achieved by integrating your Azure SQL database with a virtual network, which is a logical isolation of the Azure cloud dedicated to your subscription. To enable Azure SQL Virtual Network Integration, you need to create a virtual network and a subnet. The virtual network will serve as a container for your Azure SQL database, while the subnet will define the IP address range for your database. You can create a virtual network and a subnet using the Azure portal or Azure CLI. Once you have created your virtual network and subnet, you need to configure the network security group rules to control inbound and outbound traffic to your Azure SQL database. Network security group rules are used to filter traffic based on source IP address, destination IP address, and port number. After configuring the network security group rules, you need to enable the virtual network service endpoint for your Azure SQL database. The virtual network service endpoint allows you to secure your Azure SQL database by only allowing traffic from trusted sources. To enable the virtual network service endpoint, navigate to the Azure portal and select your Azure SQL database. Click on the Networking tab and select the virtual network you created earlier. Then, click on the Service Endpoint tab and select the Microsoft SQL checkbox. Finally, you need to configure the firewall rules for your Azure SQL database. Firewall rules are used to control access to your database based on IP address. You can configure the firewall rules using the Azure portal or Azure CLI. In conclusion, enabling Azure SQL Virtual Network Integration is a straightforward process that involves creating a virtual network and subnet, configuring network security group rules, enabling the virtual network service endpoint, and configuring firewall rules. By following these steps, you can secure your Azure SQL database and ensure seamless communication between your database and other Azure resources. Best practices include regularly reviewing and updating your network security group rules and firewall rules to ensure that your database remains secure.